Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to go from 9 to 5 job to quitting your job and starting your own business. So let's start from a situation where you may be finding yourself in, where you either don't have a job yet at all and you're thinking about whether to start a job or to start building your own business, or maybe you currently have a job and you're thinking about how to quit. So let's say you are in that situation. In that situation, if you don't have a job, you urgently need income, go get any job temporarily until you get the best job for your future. So let's say that you are undergraduate student that is graduating now, and you know that you want to build a web design agency. You don't really have the skill yet of designing, but you tried out a couple of things, you tried some designs, you tried some software, and you know that you have good natural ability to learn that pretty quickly, and you have a good eye for design. So in that situation, try to find a job that is related to your area of interest. But the bottom line is get a job. Even if it is not a job that is relevant to your future business, get a job just for the purpose of generating income. Now, let's assume that you got a job that generates sufficient income to support yourself. What do you do next? So now let's assume that you got the job that generates sufficient income to support yourself, your needs, and the needs of your family if you already have a family. And the next thing you need to think about is you need to continue thinking about in the direction of what kind of business you want to build. So let's continue with that thought that you want to build a web design agency. Let's say that you couldn't find a job that would help you build the design skills, but you found a job in a startup where you are working with a founder and you're basically his right hand. It's a tiny startup, but it's doing very well. And in fact, it's not really a startup because it's been in business for 10 years and the founder generates enough cash to support his quite nice lifestyle, to support his quite large family. All 4 of his kids went to the best schools, now going to best universities. So he did quite well for himself. You can learn a lot from him. Now, regardless of what your job is, even if it has absolutely nothing in your opinion to do with your future business, you still should do your best. Don't just watch the time. Some people watch 8 to 5, they watch the clock, they can't wait for time to pass so they can leave. Don't be like that. This is your life. This is your time. You have such limited time on this planet, and you dedicated this time to help that company. So do your best to help that company. First, you will learn more. Second, you will get more opportunities. They will want to keep you. They will create opportunities for you to keep you. And you don't know how long you will need to work for that company. Taking your business from zero to the point where it generates sufficient cash for you to not be worried and be able to quit your job takes some time. It can take a couple of years. Yes, I know it sounds very depressing, but this is the reality. If it was easy, everyone would be entrepreneurs. Everyone would be running their own businesses and would, work from the beach and just live the life on their own terms. But that is not the case as far as you know. So you need to be ready that it may take some time. It took Firms Consulting a couple of years to start generating sufficient cash so that we can invest in good, important projects to create even more value for our clients. It takes time to start really being comfortable financially in terms of how much money your business generates. So now we are at step 2. You are working, you have your job, you're generating enough money to save a little money and also to cover all your expenses. At this point in time, try to keep your expenses low so that you can save as much as you can and so that you can invest in your business as much as you can. And start building your business on the side. Now here, there are a couple of things you can do. One, you can just start being a freelancer. That is probably the easiest thing you can do. It requires the least amount of thinking and planning and execution because it's really simple. You go to sites like Upwork, like TopTal, and you offer your services. If you have skills that companies need, they will hire you, and it's very simple step-by-step process that is already laid out for you. And when you are new on the platform, especially a platform like Upwork, you may need to undercut other freelancers in terms of pricing to get projects. And then you have to prove yourself, get good reviews, and then things will get easier and easier after that. At least in my experience, when I was hiring on TopTal, I was offered to interview 2 people, and I interviewed them. I picked one person and I worked with that person. So the process of selection is very different. On Upwork, it is different. On Upwork, I am as a client post a job. And then people who believe that they have the skills to deliver the output that I need bid on the job. I select the person I want to work with. I may do a test work with them, and then I hire them and work with them. As a client, I also can go through different profiles and send invites to apply for my job. And sometimes I do that when I don't get sufficient applications from people that meet the criteria that I'm searching for. But the bottom line is that you can make it work. It's not rocket science, and you can definitely make it work. And I have 2 videos on how to start working as a freelancer. They are actually from my other channel, which is my company's channel, Fairness Consulting, and I'm going to link to those videos in the description below. So now at the step 2, you are either working as a freelancer or you're actually starting your own business. And I do have a video on steps required to start your own business. And I have another video on different business ideas you can consider that I think all of them are quite good business ideas to start with, and then you can expand from there. But regardless if you are a freelancer or you're starting your own business, at this point in time, you need to be focused on building the skills that you will need to run the company that you want to run, to build the company you want to build. So for example, if you want to be this amazing web design agency, you need to develop your design skills. You actually need to be designing websites. You can start from free work, offer free work in exchange for testimonial. You can also start from doing projects at a much lower rate than what other designers will be charging, because you have to develop a portfolio, you have to start developing your skills, and then things will get easier and easier from there. If you start in your business, let's say you want to sell a product, you develop a course and you package it, and let's say you put it on Kajabi, and then you have a website and you sell that course, and that is kind of the first product that you have. There you can focus on building the skills that you need to run that business. You need to understand basics of how to run a website. You need to understand basics of how to grow your email list. You need to understand basics of how to collect payments. You need to understand basics of customer support, delivering your product, and thinking about what are other products that you can offer your audience. And you cannot rush this step. You need to take your time to develop a good foundation. And in the meantime, with your job, try to save enough money so that you are building your nest egg, your safety net, just in case. So what I want you to do is, by the time you quit your job, you should have at least 5 months of your living expenses in your savings account, just in case something goes wrong. And you also need to get to a point where your business or your freelance work generates twice as much as your job. I would quit at that point. Anything before that is, in my opinion, too risky, because things in business often go wrong. And if you think about it, why do most businesses fail? They fail because they run out of cash. You do not want to run out of cash. It's very hard to get a job, to go through all this process, then to learn your job so you can do it well. So when you have a comfortable job that generates income, I think it is too risky to drop it until you are in a position I described, with at least 5 months of savings, better 7 months, and then your freelance work or your business generates 2 times per month what your salary is per month. And at that time, you can dedicate all your time to building your freelance business or building whatever other business that you decided to start. Now, if you are struggling to figure out what your business should be, in addition to different ideas for the business, I also have a video on how to select a niche. So I'm not going to repeat all that information here again. Instead, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. So if you want to dive deeper into how to select your niche, I share some very helpful information on that in the video linked in the description below. So now you can see it's not that hard, right? It's actually a few steps that you need to follow, and you need to be patient, and you need to be diligent, and you need to be frugal, and you can do it. You need to just follow the steps. Don't take stupid risks. I know that some people say if you don't risk, you don't get anything in life, but you know what? I do not believe that you should be taking stupid risks and betting the farm. I think that you need to be taking calculated risks, and you need to be very smart in arranging your life in a way that sets you up for success. So for example, imagine the situation that I described. Firstly, you did a very good job with your job, and make sure that you live on very good terms. Do whatever is required to live on good terms. You need to have good reputation in the market. It's important for you, and it is the right thing to do right by your employer. So make sure you live on the good terms. So now imagine you're in a situation, you left on very good terms to a point that you can call your employer if you ever need a job, and they would love to have you back. You also have 5 to 7 months of savings in your bank account. You also have a business that generates 2 times per month what your salary used to generate. So you can save money every single month. You probably need to invest some of it in your business, but maybe you can save 70% of monthly required income every single month going forward. So your savings will grow. In that situation, even if you lose half of your customers, you still make enough money to cover your living expenses. This is a smart risk-taking. Yes, you took a risk by quitting your job, because now you're on your own. It's you who is responsible for your life. Nobody is paying you salary. You have to make things happen. But you put yourself in a situation where you have very good setup, where even if you lose half of your customers, you still have 100% income required to cover all your expenses without cutting back on anything. And even if you, God forbid, lose all of your customers for a month, you don't need to worry, because you have 5 months of living expenses covered in your savings account. So you draw 1 month from there, and you spend a month figuring things out, so it doesn't happen the next month. So I hope this video was helpful. As you can see, things are not really that hard if you break them down. All you have to do is just have a good plan and follow it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, it's an amazing thing to be an entrepreneur. Go for it, but do it in a smart way. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let me know in the comments what kind of business you are building. If you already have a website, you have a YouTube channel, you have a podcast, leave it in the comments below. I would love to check it out. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notifications when new videos are released. I release new videos on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, every single week. And sometimes I release bonus videos as well. Stay focused, stay productive, do good things for the world. And I'm looking forward to see you next time.